Hello, friends. Pastor Amy here from Southgate United Methodist Church. It's another Wednesday. This is Wednesday, December 14th, and I'm being joined today by a little friend of mine. This is Nimble, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my friend here in just a minute. I've been thinking a lot about favorite Christmas traditions. Our series throughout Advent has been called From Generation to Generation, and we're talking about ways in which we connect with the Christmas story and connect with the people who are part of that story and all of those things that went into the birth of Jesus Christ and all the people who are part of that story and how we are all part of that story too, through the traditions of the story being passed down, as well as other various family traditions that we have either inherited or new traditions we've created. Um, one tradition that I'm looking forward to is the return of the Christmas cantata that's coming up this Sunday. We haven't had it the past couple of years because of COVID and uncertainty with having a musical vocal performance. But this will be the first time for the cantata since I think December 2019. So I'm excited, and I know that the choir and all of our music folks have been really working hard on that. But that's a fun tradition that will return again this coming Sunday. And I'd love to hear from you all on some of your favorite traditions, either traditions you had in the past, where in your family of origin, or a new tradition that you developed with your family now. One thing that I have fond memories of as a kid is piling into the family car, and our dad would drive us around the neighborhoods, and we'd go searching for light displays in the various subdivisions and neighborhoods. It was kind of like this sweet magical treasure hunt. It was usually kind of an impromptu thing. Let's pile in the car and look at lights, and then we'd usually go get ice cream from Dairy Queen or something like that. But I just remember it being so much fun and keeping the eagle eye out for some for lights. Some of those big ones you can see a glow off in the distance, and we'd always keep an eye out for those. But that's a fun tradition that I always remember, is looking for light displays. Now we've started a new tradition in our household, Jeff and I and the boys. Maybe you're familiar with the Elf on the Shelf tradition. I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's just me. If you love Elf on the Shelf, that's great. Um, a number of years ago, when the boys were little and we were living in Kansas, one of the church members there gave us the gift of this little guy. And it came with this book. And this is a shepherd on search. And it's kind of works like Elf on the Shelf, but the idea is that it's not so much an elf reporting to Santa about the behavior of the kids in the household. This is a shepherd who's just looking for Jesus and sharing his journey in the storybook about how he searched to find the baby Jesus. And so in our household, when the boys were little, Jeff or I would move the shepherd around the house, and when they would get up in the morning, they'd get to search for the shepherd. Okay, where is he at today? Now that the boys are a little bit older, at 8 and 11, they've started participating in hiding the shepherd somewhere in the house for each other, and they take turns searching. So it's become a sweet little tradition. We named this guy Nimble when he first arrived. And every year now, when we get out the tree and the decorations and all, the boys' faces light up when they see their shepherd. So that's been a really fun tradition that we've adopted. So at its heart, the celebration of Christmas, the celebration of Christ's birth, is one that should give us opportunities to share joy, to create magic for one another. And not just for those who are chronologically young. It's for the young at heart as well, as I often say in worship. It's for all ages. We can find ways to create joy for ourselves and others within our households, within our workplaces, within our communities. You don't need young people in your household in order to capture that joy of Christmas. So what are some ways that you are capturing and sharing joy with folks What are some of your favorite traditions that you remember growing up, and what are some new traditions that you might be creating this year? I'd love to hear all the fun things that you all do. Feel free to leave a comment. Just, let's keep the conversation going because I'd love to hear of your favorite traditions, past and present. So, folks, I'm looking forward to one of our big traditions coming up this Sunday with the cantata. Until then, remember that God loves you, so do I, and I'll see you Sunday.